At my birthday party, my husband slapped me. He wanted me to cry but I laughed. And he regretted it. Posted by you/screaming-in-silk r/TrueOffMyChest. You can call me Delilah. And this is not a cry for help. It's a scream of victory. What I'm about to share might sound like a twisted soap opera. But I swear on my late grandmother's antique tea set, every single word is true. It started with a slap. At my birthday party. In front of 50 people. Including my mother, my boss, and the man I was secretly sleeping with. Who, by the way, was not my husband. Let me back up. My husband, David, is the kind of man people call dependable. You know the type. Wears khakis, drives a Lexus, watches football with his mouth slightly open. He's the guy your parents tell you to marry. The guy who always remembers to send his mother flowers on Mother's Day, but forgets to ask you how your big presentation went. We've been married 5 years. At least on paper. Emotionally, we've been done for 2. I always had this gnawing feeling, like there was a shadow cast over our marriage. And the longer I ignored it, the more it grew claws. Then came the party. My 34th birthday. I planned it myself like always. David doesn't believe in surprises. He says they're inefficient. Anyway, we rented out this beautiful estate in Napa. I went all out. Live music, floral installations, lavender cocktails. Everyone was dressed in pastel. It looked like an anthropology ad threw up on a vineyard. I even wore this silk lilac gown that flowed like water when I walked. David looked like he'd swallowed a lemon the entire night. He barely spoke to me. Instead, he hovered near his mother, Victoria. Yes, the dragon herself. A woman whose pearls probably came from endangered oysters, and who once told me to not overdo it with ambition. She was the kind of woman who got Botox in secret, but judged others for doing the same. I saw them whispering. Her lips were taut. His jaw was tight. And I knew they were plotting something. I smiled. Because so was I. The slap came after the toast. David stood there, holding a champagne flute, reading from a piece of paper like he was presenting quarterly results. Delilah is a complex woman. She's passionate, sometimes emotional, but she's always been loyal. And that's what matters most. I blinked. Was that a compliment or a vague threat? Then it happened. I made a joke about him still wearing socks to bed. People laughed. Even his cousin Todd. And then, he slapped me. Open palm. Hard. In front of everyone. Gasps. Silence. The clink of a fork dropping onto a plate. I hit the floor. My cheeks stung. My ears rang. And I swear I could hear Victoria inhale with satisfaction. David stood over me wide-eyed, chest heaving, waiting. Waiting for me to burst into tears. To run out. To give him the scene he wanted. But something snapped in me. I laughed. I laughed so hard my ribs hurt. It wasn't pretty or polite. It was madness. It was liberation. David froze. Let me tell you something about power. It doesn't come from muscles or money. It comes from knowing something they don't. And I knew everything. A week earlier, I had found an email. One of those oops I left my pad unlocked in the kitchen moments. It was from Victoria's lawyer. Subject line. Marriage stability clause/trust fund disbursement. Apparently David's daddy, rest his alcoholic soul, set up a hefty trust. One that only paid out if David remained happily married for 10 years. 5 down, 5 to go. And apparently they were nervous I might file for divorce. So they had a plan: provoke me, humiliate me, make me walk away so they could keep the money. Cute, right? Except I'm not the one who walks away. I wait. After the slap, David reached down, fake concern plastered on his face. Delilah, babe, I didn't mean. I took his hand, stood up, wiped a fake tear from my eye and smiled. Sweetheart, I said. I forgive you. You could feel the confusion in the air. That wasn't the script he and Mommy Dearest had rehearsed. I saw Victoria's face tighten. Her champagne glass trembled. She turned to David, her eyes practically hissing. What the hell is she doing? David pulled me aside into the wine cellar. He shut the door behind us, panic bubbling under his skin. What are you doing? He hissed. You're supposed to be upset. I smiled sweetly. You want me to leave you, David? He blinked. What? I read the email. The trust fund. The clause. You and your mommy tried to trap me. Slap me in front of everyone so I'd storm off. File for divorce. Make it my fault. He turned pale. I leaned in, whispering into his ear. But I'm not leaving, darling. You are. He stammered. You can't prove anything. That email won't hold up in court. I laughed again. Oh, David. It's not about the email. Let me introduce you to Agent Holloway. FBI. Financial Crimes Division. You know how Victoria loves to make donations through that fake charity she runs? Turns out tax evasion isn't cute anymore. I had been working with them for months. The agents were at the party. In disguise. One was our bartender. The other? The cellist. Cute, right? As the music resumed and guests murmured awkwardly about domestic disputes, Agent Holloway approached Victoria with a fake smile and very real handcuffs. David watched his mother get arrested. He turned to me, eyes wide, lips trembling. You ruined everything. I held up my champagne. No, darling. I saved myself. So here I am. Back in my house. Victoria is awaiting trial. David is staying at some cheap extended stay hotel while his assets are frozen. And me? I'm sipping a lavender cocktail, listening to the soft notes of cello from the surveillance footage I kept as a souvenir. I might write a book. Or a screenplay. But for now I'll just leave this here. If your husband ever slaps you in public to make you cry, laugh. It confuses the devil. Edit. For everyone asking. Yes, the man I was sleeping with was the bartender. Aka Agent Holloway. And yes, it's serious. Edit 2. Victoria's lawyer just tried to contact me. I let my new lawyer handle it. She's amazing. Her name's Devika, and she scares me a little. I love her. Edit 3. Thank you all for the awards. I used the money to buy myself a new pair of heels. I call them revenge pumps. Edit 4. Yes, the slap was recorded. Yes, the video exists. Yes, it's being used as evidence. And no, I won't leak it, unless Lifetime calls.